Hey everybody, Will from Holdfast Marine, your local boat shop, and we are back yet again today. And we're going to be doing a little bit of buffing on this box, which looks really good. I've taken it down to 600 grit. I'm seeing a little bit of issues right here now that the light has changed, but I think I'll be able to buff those out. Yeah, and I am really happy with this. Really what I need to figure out now is how I'm going to hold this while I try and buff it. I think I'm going to have to come up with some kind of a creative idea to clamp this down so that I can buff one edge at a time. Well, that didn't take me long because I remembered that I have a welding table here. So what I did was I put my fancy-dancy carpet pad down and then used one of my through table clamps to clamp this piece down nice and tight. All right, well, you may be asking yourself, what am I going to buff this with? I'm going to show you. Total Buff and Total Shine. Yes, that's what we're going to be doing this with. Total Buff and Total Shine. There they are, looking so pretty. And I'm going to be using this buffing wheel and this wool pad. This buffing unit, I bought two of them for 40 bucks a piece over at wonderful old Harbor Freight. Yes, that's right, Harbor Freight. But I bought it because it's variable speed. So I can go from 10 all the way to 35 RPM. And anywhere in between. And I can shut it off and I can turn it on. I never shut this off. I always just go right back down to 0. But that's what we're going to be doing. In my kit, I have Sticky the Stick. Listen, there's a lot of like, the little teeth on the wheel to hit the buffing pad with. But I just use Sticky the Stick and that gets everything off. I'll show you how dusty it's going to get. Watch this. I don't know if you guys can see that dust or not, but Sticky's been with me for a couple of seasons now. I was at a customer's house, snapped it off, works great, leave it in my back pocket, cleans all the crap off. I've got a couple of rags here because we're going to need them. I wish they were a little cleaner, but c'est la vie. So the first thing that I'm going to do you guys like my, look, we're professional now. Oh yeah, and I got a wireless mic coming soon. Anyway, you don't care. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to shake up the Total Buff. Always put your finger on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some to this pad. That's about enough. Now, we could just turn this on, but this is going to fly everywhere. So I like to work it in to the pad like that. Okay? And I'm going to run this on a slow speed, probably 10 or 15 on this machine. And I'm just going to go across, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Here we go. Woo! That is some kind of shiny. Can you guys see how shiny that is already? Just with a quick little hit of the Total Buff. Oh yeah. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a quick little pause and address some of these issues that I'm seeing in the sanding because I don't want the customer to not like this. So just going to take a quick minute, do a quick little sanding, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, smoky pokies. I have gotten out some of the little lower spots that I really didn't particularly care for. So we're going to buff this other side because that's all ready to go. Another fingers. And head in. What you just saw was a 600 grit sanding. You can already see how shiny it is. And then just a quick hit with that buffing wheel. And And if I move you in here against the light, look how shiny that is. I mean, like I said, there's a little spot here and there, but I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I think we just need to call this as is and call it good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this with another hit of the Total Buff, and then I'm just going to flip it all around and do all the sides, and then see what she looks like when it's done. So get ready for my time lapse. Alexa, play night. Well, yowza yowza, how shiny is that, huh? You guys can see it glistening there. Again, that is buffing from 600 grit. This stuff, game changer. Now I know there's some other products with a number and a letter in them that do a really good job buffing, and I do use them on occasion, but generally this is my go-to. And now we're going to talk about the finishing compound, high gloss glazed finish. I'm just going to do one small side by hand, and the reason I'm going to do it by hand is that I still need to mask this whole thing off, mark out the spots where I'm going to be drilling through for fasteners, and then get all of that stuff mounted. So I don't really want to go and finish compound the whole thing just yet. Oh yeah, you guys can see the shine there. Now, it's already very, very shiny, and the Total Shine is a great compound to use, and I love it, and I use it all the time, and it really finishes up things nice. I'm actually going to clamp this down so I don't have to worry about it. Again, there's not much point in me buffing this to its mirror polish yet, even though it's almost there, until I get everything fastened and the hardware on, and then do a final buff afterwards. So, some Total Shine on here. I really like to go in, circular patterns. You could always do this with a buffing wheel if you wanted to. And the trick here, well, at least I've found from buffing, and just full disclosure, I hate buffing boats, but you can't argue with how cool they look when they're done. So, work this in really good, and then we'll use our rag, take it off. It's just gorgeous. Wow. Look at that, look at the shine. Look, you can see my light reflecting off of it. If we come down in close, again, you can see a couple of the little spots in there, but I mean, I can't see one scratch from the sandpaper or the Total Buff. Where I go from here as far as this series is concerned, I don't know. I do want to do a video of the final assembly, but like I said, I have another one of these boxes that I still have to spray with gel coat, and that's going to take me, a few days of working on all of that, before I can really get to filming again. So there's probably going to be a little bit of a pause in content for this build. I've got some other stuff, some other TotalBoat stuff that I want to talk to you all about. But for right now, I think we're at a good spot. I did learn a few things. I took some B-roll, so you're going to be seeing some photos right about now, and maybe a few little slow-mo videos. I don't know, artsy-fartsy things. But anyway, so yeah, that's going to do it for the buffing. If anybody has any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. If anybody has any nice things to say or bad things to say about me or my videos, put them down in the comments. So for those of you who have watched it through this entire video, I thank you very much for the time that you've spent. And I have a reward for you. If you guys head on over to TotalBoat.com and add your shopping cart with all the goodies and fun things that you've seen on this channel, and then add discount code HoldFastMarine. It's also going to be down in the description for everybody else who wants it. And guys, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel, support me to be able to bring you guys more wacky, fun videos from your local boat shop. Yeah, so with that being said, we'll see you next time.